Okay, we're going to read this week's story. Whoops. If I Could Go to Antarctica. This is by Faye Robinson. You know what happens. By looking at this story, do we believe this is real or make-believe? You know this is real because these are real pictures. Real animals. Look at those baby seals. Here we go. If you could go to Antarctica, you would probably leave from the tip of South America. Now up here, this is where we live, boys and girls. And this is where you would leave to go to Antarctica from South America. You would travel for days in a boat over rough, stormy seas. Antarctica is a huge continent at the South Pole. Go to Antarctica, you'd have to be ready for cold, cold weather. It almost never gets warmer than above freezing 32 degrees. In your thickest winter coat, you'd probably still shiver. Antarctica is the coldest place on Earth. To Antarctica, you would find snow and ice that almost never melts. On the shore near the sea, the winds can blow 50 miles an hour for weeks at a time. If you could go to Antarctica, you might see chunks of snowy ice breaking off and falling into the sea. These floating shapes are called icebergs. They crash like thunder as they split from icy shelves. If you could go to Antarctica, you might see penguins. Penguins gather in huge groups to lay their eggs and raise their chicks. The average emperor penguin is 47 inches tall. How tall are you? To Antarctica, you would see that penguins don't fly. They zoom through the water as fast as cars. Thick layers of oily feathers keep the cold water away. Penguins slide across the ice on their bellies. If you could go to Antarctica, you might see seals. Seals live in the ice-cold waters. A thick layer of fat called blubber keeps them warm. Seals come to land or solid ice to have their pups. Mothers must teach their pups to swim. Right here, seals have eyes that allow them to see above and below water. If you could go to Antarctica, you might see whales lunging up from the water. Many whales visit the Antarctic in the summer. Humpback whales are huge but acrobatic animals. They can be 50 feet long as a tractor trailer, or as long as the classroom. But they can throw their bodies completely out of the water. If you could go to Antarctica, you might not see any plants. Most plants can't grow in the snow. But in some places along the coast where the snow melts, green mats of moss and grass sprout from the rocks. I bet if you go outside now, you can start seeing some moss forming. No one lived in Antarctica until 1898. If you could go to Antarctica, you might see scientists at work. They are the only people in Antarctica. They are studying the unusual plants, animals, and weather. Here it says right here, the United States of America welcomes you to the Edmondson Scott South Pole Station. Isn't this beautiful, boys and girls? If you could go to Antarctica, you would see icebergs as big as forests, white fields of snow, and huge waves crashing into sheets of ice. Antarctica is the perfect home for a few amazing plants and animals. Would you visit if you could? I would. And we also have boys and girls, the Crane family. You know Sarah, who brings in the lunches on Monday? Her dad did go to Antarctica with as an exploration with his father. So I have some pictures I can put up online to show you. You can also look online for pictures about Antarctica, learn about the continents, learn about whales. Lots of things we're going to discover this week. I hope you enjoyed the story.